Hey, what's going on everyone? Demetrius Mack here, and welcome back to Call of Duty Infinite Warfare, folks. This is the Continuum DLC, folks, and I'm going to be showing you guys some clips from my first time playing it, as well as going over my first impressions and what I think are the best, basically, guns that you should use on this map. My overall impressions of this map. Of all of these maps. So let's go ahead and get started. The very first map that I played on was Rust. I'm sorry, Excess. I don't know why. It reminded me at first when I jumped into the lobby. It reminded me so much of Rust, and I'm like, wait a minute. I think I did remember them telling us that we were getting kind of a Rust remake. And for those of you who don't know what map I'm talking about, that happens to be the map from Modern Warfare 2, the extremely popular map. In my opinion, kind of controversial map because there was a lot of people who were able to cheat and do all sorts of things, and there was just people. There's a lot of videos. Just look up Rust controversy when you get the chance. But no, this new remaster map I really, really, really like. And I will say, before I even get into what I like about this map, what I like about all the other maps, I will say after playing through all these maps, it is pretty much go for all on all types of guns. You know, normally when there's new maps released, sometimes it'd be like, hey, you know what, these guns won't really work in it. I've played through all of these, folks, and my overall first impression of it is you can pretty much go for any gun and be successful here. And I went through a variety of guns in these maps to show you guys just that. But here in Access, you guys can see I'm using the Xeon. And once again, it's the Xeon, okay, folks? There's not much to really go over besides this gun is OP as hell. And this map fits it perfectly. There's a bunch of turns and crevices and places where you can go. Anywhere you want to go up, you can pretty much be successful with this gun and with assault rifles in general. I think they work out best to this map. You know, this map at first, it may not appear that large, but in retrospect, you know, in reality, it kind of is really big. Especially the kind of little pyramid scheme that it's got going up, or the pyramid type of build, I should say, it's got going up for it. I'm going to show you guys a clip right now from me being up there. And a lot of people in Call of Duty think that, hey, you know, Call of Duty is one of the games where higher ground is not really a place where you want to be. You know, you're really vulnerable. People are always looking up because of UAVs and counter UAVs as it is. So why would you want to take the high ground? Here, as long as you keep moving, because there's a lot of things that are blocking other people's view of you when you're up there at the top of this central building on the map, you can really, 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 really get a good aerial view of the entire map as long as you keep moving, as long as you're not that person that is simply just standing, you know, in one spot. As long as you're really mobile here, you're going to be really successful up there. I know I was, and I finished off this map, you know, with relatively positive. I think I went to something like, what was it, 21 and 11 or something like that, something along those lines. You guys will see right now. And I really like it, you know. It reminds me of the old Modern Warfare 2 days, and I'm glad this map is back. And it is a map where you can use assault rifle all the way to sniper rifle, in my opinion, as long as you're just mobile. And, of course, one of the key things is having map awareness. It will, of course, take you a while, possibly, to get to know this map, along with the other maps. And once you get the map awareness down, you should know which ways to turn, which crevices to take, which are the best places, because it's not a place where it's kind of condensed in and where people pretty much just go and shoot in one set place. You know, there's action all around the map. So overall, this map is really fun, and you can pretty much go ahead and use any gun you want, and I think you'll be just fine. So moving on to the next map, which is Archive. This is more of a condensed map, and it has a little bit more of an area where the fighting goes on. But still, it's one of those maps where you could absolutely use everything under your disposal. If you're not having a good time using a light machine gun, let's say, you can switch it up to a assault rifle or whatever, and you'll really have a good time. I think this map is very, very good for submachine guns. That's just my personal preference. As you guys can see, I use the HVR here, and this was actually my first time in this game ever using the HVR, and I did pretty well. Like I said, I did pretty well here. there's not much to this map besides knowing where everybody's going to be, condensing at. Where is everybody going to be going? And that could be, a plethora of places throughout this map. But overall, there's not really much that's going to be hindering you, besides not knowing where the action's going down, and then you walking into a room full of 4 or 5 enemies waiting to just slaughter you as you get in there. But this map is really cool. I think out of all of these maps, it's the smallest map, so that's why I said submachine guns would probably work the best here. It's the most condensed. It's got the most narrow hallways. So this map is something where you want to be, careful, not too aggressive here. You don't want to go plunging around every single corner, because obviously there's going to be people who are going to be doing the same thing, and you might be caught in a bad spot. But overall, I had a really good fun time here, and again, we got the victory. And another thing is I went positive again here. So on all these maps, I will say I got I went positive, and I also went not only positive, but also on 2 of the forward maps I got the game-winning kill. And I think that comes up on the next map, which happens to be Scrap. And on Scrap, I believe, was a map that is by far the biggest, in my opinion. I think this is by far the biggest map. And the biggest issue I had with this map here is the simple fact of I was just dying. I was just dying based on the wrong turns, and I was dying. I performed the poorest on this map. And a big part of that was I was just getting shot in the back. I was turning left when I should have turned right, or vice versa. And that happened to me quite a bit. Still, I think I went 21 and 15 here, and like I said, even though I did perform the best here, I think I got the game-winning kill at the end here. And it's a big map, so it's something you could really experiment in. If you're really trying to get into sniping, you can go ahead and pull out your sniper rifle. But for me, I used my LMG here, and I absolutely loved it. It worked well for me. I think I would have done better if I had more experience on this map, and I know, okay, maybe I shouldn't turn here. That's my only hindrance with here is it's a big map, so it's going to take a while to get used to of where you should turn and when you should turn at certain points. But other than that, this map is very, very big, very, very spacious, so you won't have to worry about camping too much, because there's plenty of ins and outs, a way to get around people, and there's plenty of ways to flank people. So this map is really good. It's one of my favorites of this map. But I think my favorite map is going to be the next map coming up, folks. And that happens to be Turista. Turista is absolutely beautiful. It's definitely the most appealing to look at, folks. It's definitely the most appealing, in my opinion, even though a lot of people might be all nostalgic over the Excess map, which is the old Rust map from Modern Warfare 2. For me, it's Turista. I love this map. I love the color scheme. I love everything. And I love the ability to once again pull out any weapon I want and not be scared, hey, is this going to actually work here? Because it will. This map is fairly big as well. I like the design of it. I like the little the hills and the scopes of it and all. And it just is just a very appealing map to play on for me. As I was playing through this thing, I was looking and I was like, man, I just feel inspired to do well here. I just feel inspired to do really well. And I ended up doing pretty well here. And once again, getting the last game-winning kill and sealing my 4th consecutive victory on these maps. So not only did I get 2 out of 4 game-winning kills, but I won on all 4 of these maps, and I haven't done that since the Black Ops 3 third DLC, and it feels good. So I'm already off to a really good foot on all of these maps, folks. And I gotta say, my first impression of these is that these are really good. These are really cool. I like these maps, and you guys know, if you haven't seen my zombies, like the zombies map is really cool. This is a really well thought out DLC, and I think it's got some great maps that are going to be utilized and very highly revered. I think when it's all said and done, when this game is pretty much all maxed out and all the DLCs are done, I think people are going to remember this DLC as if not one of the best DLC there is, because I really like the effort that was put into this thing. And the fact that all the maps are pretty much gun-friendly to all the guns in the game. But that's just my opinion, folks. I would love to know if you guys have played it at all, or have any of you Call of Duty fans played this map. Do you like any of these maps? Do you not like any of these maps? Do you agree with my assessment that all guns are fair on all of these maps? Let me know in the comment section below, folks. I would love to know what you guys think. And with that being said, folks, thank you everybody for watching my video. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like button to subscribe to my channel for more content like this if you aren't already subscribed. And make sure to turn on that bell notification. That way you will always be notified whenever I upload a video and you will not miss a thing. And with that being said, I will see you all in the next video. Until then, I'm Demetrius Mack, and I'm out. Peace.